In this video today, I'm going to show you why your organic marketing isn't bringing you enough quality leads and high ticket sales calls. Now, most business owners I talk to struggle with one big issue. Their marketing isn't generating enough leads, their pipeline is inconsistent, and they're just spending way too much time trying to make it work. So, in this video, I'm basically just going to break down exactly why that's happening and, more importantly, how to fix it. So I just got off of a coaching call and I wanted to jump on here while I had this fresh in my mind. And one of my clients asked a really good question. And they basically said, "Hey, Kyle, I'm struggling to hit my daily target for outreach and conversions because I don't have enough leads coming in. I don't want to rely on cold messaging, but I need a way to consistently book more calls." Now, does this sound familiar to you? Well, here's the reality. If your pipeline is drying up, it's not because you're bad at selling or because your offer isn't good. It's because you don't have a real system for driving consistent, qualified traffic to your business. So I'm going to show you my three-part system and show you how this really actually works. And when it comes to building a marketing system that's predictably generating leads and sales, there are three major components that you need to focus on. And the first one is going to be traffic. Okay. And traffic is basically getting in front of the right audience. And you have to let that resonate with you because a lot of people in this game that are business owners think that by going viral is going to be the way to get more dollars, right? To get more followers. But really, what if you go viral and you're not specific on who you're targeting, you're just going to get a bunch of people that are going to follow you that really aren't the right fit, aren't the right avatar, aren't the right niche, and they're just following you because your content's cool. So we want to get the right people to follow you and the right traffic we want to attract to whatever source. And we'll dive in that in a second. Next is going to be nurturing. Okay, so nurturing is building trust and warming up those leads. A lot of people want to go from traffic to conversion, which is get a bunch of people to follow you and then turn them into sales. No, that's not how it works, especially with the big ticket. And if you're trying to make a ton of money, you have to nurture the relationship. You have to get them to know, like, and trust you because that's going to build less friction on your sales calls. So we've all been on sales calls before, and then you have to explain yourself for an hour to 2 hours and tell them who you are, what you do, how you do it, and who you help, and you're just out of breath. Well, that's because you haven't nurtured them correctly. Okay. So nurturing is step two. And step three is going to be conversions. Okay. And that's basically turning those warm leads into booked calls and sales. Now, most people, okay, get stuck here at traffic. So they're basically trying to generate leads from platforms like Facebook, or Instagram or LinkedIn or YouTube, but they're just not getting enough traffic. They're just trying to play the organic play here. And let's just kind of like take Instagram for an example. It's a great platform for nurturing because you can post stories, share content, and have direct conversations in the DMs, which is my favorite. But if you don't have enough traffic coming in daily, you're stuck scrambling to really find people to talk to. And the reality is, you can't scale with organic alone unless you have consistent traffic, really like feeding into your system. So the way to really like fix this problem is actually pretty simple. If you want more leads, you need more traffic, right? So right now, here is what's working for my clients. The first one, short form. So short form content on Instagram is by far my favorite because you can create a bunch of it and you can speak directly to your perfect avatar and get them to follow you. And the reach is really good. Okay, so IG short form is really good. YouTube short form is really good as well. And you can have some good reach, and then you can direct those people back to your IG if that's your home base, which we're going to talk about here in a second. The next one is going to be, I know a lot of people that are on Facebook, right? A lot of people started on Facebook and they have a ton of followers on Facebook, but they don't know how to convert those followers into sales. Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that here in a second. And the one I really want to talk about is TikTok, okay? Because TikTok, for instance, I mean, if you're trying to do high ticket on TikTok, it's kind of hard. I feel like there's a lot of people that are on TikTok that just don't have the structure and the money if you're doing high ticket. And high ticket is more of like, $1,000 products and above. And coaches, course creators, and B2B business owners work really well with that. So what I found is that Facebook, YouTube, and IG are the best for getting those high tickets, and LinkedIn if you want to sprinkle that in if you know that game. But right now, what I did, so I have a client that has a ton of Facebook followers and a bunch of people on Facebook, but really like they are starting to blow up on Instagram. So what we did is we plugged the Facebook short form into the Instagram as the call to action, because how they have their funnel set up is they wanted to get more Instagram followers because they like Instagram a lot better, but they have a lot of people on Facebook. So what they did is they basically took their Facebook, and the call to action after every single video was, hey, follow me on Instagram, consume my content more, and let me know what you think. And then by doing that, they're now harvesting the people from Facebook into their Instagram. And then the Instagram funnel kicks in, which then gets them to consume the content in the nurturing stage. And then we have ways to then convert them into sales, which we'll talk about. Now, when we did that, it was like night and day. She booked so many freaking calls, and that we had to then go to the next step, which when you break something in your business, you have to go to the next step, which for her is we had to hire a appointment setter to eventually then handle all of the leads that were coming in. Now, one thing I want to just touch base on is a lead. A lot of people struggle with understanding what a lead is. Well, a lead is somebody that likes your post, comments on your post, shares your post, and follows you, DMs you, right? And then if you're doing paid ads, which we're going to talk about in a second, then that is a lead, right? So when you have a setter, you want them to focus on all of those areas to start a conversation and nurture them here in the DM, right? So your content is nurturing them and is showing them who you are, what you do, how you do it. And then they get into the DM to really turn them into a booked call and a conversation, so that right here, they're kind of safeguarding and qualifying and then sending them to that call. Okay. So it happened really fast for her and she's knocking it out of the park. And she couldn't handle the leads that she was getting in, so we had to get an appointment setter, and then started in the DMs, and then turned into conversions. And now she is up, I believe, I think she she is up like 40 grand for the month, which is amazing. So just to back it up, this is how it really like works in real life. So the first thing you want to do is really pick a platform. Okay, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. I recommend Instagram. Then you basically want to drive your leads to your nurturing platform. Okay, so like how we like to do it is we like to start with IG, unless you have a big following on Facebook. Okay, and then this is your nurturing platform. All right, so let's say IG is your nurturing platform. Boom. All right, so this source right here. So for her, she was driving it to IG. Boom. And let's just say she was using YouTube and driving it to IG. Okay. And right there, she was focusing on short form shorts on YouTube and short reels on Facebook to drive everybody to her IG. All right. And then you need to have a process after doing this to turn them into conversations. All right. So we want to make sure that we are turning them into conversations next, because if we're not turning them into conversations, guess what? You're not going to get sales. It all starts with the conversation. So she's pushing traffic here. She's then nurturing it with the content that is on the page, content that is getting people to know, like, and trust her. And then from there, my favorite way is with paid ads. Okay. So paid ads are the best way to really get people to a conversation. And the reason why is because what you can do is you can retarget. So now that you've got, remember I told you if you go viral with this and you get a bunch of people in your nurturing page, so they follow you. So you got all these people, right? These traffic sources following your page, and you're viral and they're not the right fit. Well, then when you try to retarget them, okay, so this is a lead magnet. It's going to retarget your followers. So it's going to retarget them. And guess what happens? The retargeting ad is a lead magnet to start a conversation in the DM. Well, what if it's a bunch of people that aren't in your niche? That's not going to work. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we're driving the right people to this page. Then we're retargeting them with the ad. And then once they click on the ad to get the free lead magnet, whether it's a 5 ways to scale your company, whatever it's a PDF, it could be a video just like this that educates them on this process. Once they click on it to get it for free, guess what that's going to do? That's then going to start the conversation. Okay. And it's all about the conversation because once you are talking to them, then guess what? They're nurtured, they know, like, and trust you, they've seen your content, they're the right fit because your messaging here is speaking directly to your perfect avatar. And now they're in the DMs and you are talking to them to qualify them more, to get them on a booked call, and then to turn them into dollars, right? So this is how the process works. And if you do it the right way, I promise you, you will scale your business to the like best level that you've ever been able to scale your business to without burnout. And you have the right people that are actually in your ecosystem that are turning into customers. So what you need to do next is you basically, like, if you're stuck on this, you just need to ask yourself, right? Like, where is my audience hanging out right now? Okay. And then next, I'm going to show you guys the other approach with traffic for paid ads. So ask yourself, where's my audience hanging out right now? And then how can I consistently get in front of them, right? Do I have a system in place right now to move them through the funnel, right? Like, essentially, this is a funnel, okay? So do I have a system in place to move them through this funnel to turn them into dollars, right? So your traffic is you're planting a bunch of little seeds, right? Then you're nurturing them, you're watering. I don't even know how to draw water. Whatever. Watering your seeds. It's windy that day. And then your conversions, you're having your conversations. All right. Now it's growing. Here's your tree. And then you're harvesting it into money. Okay. So whatever, logs. So understand, ask yourself, where's my audience hanging out? How can I consistently get in front of them? And do I have a system in place to get them through my funnel? Okay. So what I recommend is adding a top of funnel paid ads. Okay. And this is the best way to do it. So what you want to do is you basically want to have this as your main traffic source. And then this is going to complement. All right. So your organics are going to complement your ads. You should never run paid ads unless you have your organic foundation like in place. And when you say organic foundation, that's making sure that wherever you're nurturing sources, that it's a page worth actually following and staying on. Because if you just have a page with a bunch of photos that aren't basically speaking directly to your perfect client, then why would they follow you and why would they stay there? So you need to make content that is going to warm them up, that's going to speak directly to their pain points and give them advice and give them knowledge and give them how to's that they can actually implement today to make a difference in their life or their business, right? So you need to make sure that your content is structured that way before you even drive this traffic to your nurturing page. But once you have that in place and your foundation is strong and built, then you can run what I call follower ads. And follower ads are specifically designed to speak directly to your dream client and directly to their pain points to then get them to follow you. And once they follow you, they're going to warm up by consuming all of that content that you created. Now, once they are warmed up, you are then retargeting them with the lead magnet ad to get them to DM you to get that lead magnet. And that's going to start the conversation. And that is one of the best ways to go out there and crush it for your business and have sustainable growth and have a long-term business because all these people that are following you, they're going to stay there for life as long as you deliver content that is going to help them. And that's the best, most fulfilling thing in the world is when you do that. Okay, so if you focus on that, everything will change for you, I promise. Now, if you found this helpful, please drop a comment and let me know. And if you're serious about fixing your lead flow problem, just go ahead and DM me on Instagram. You could just go ahead in the description down below and DM me, and I'll walk you through how we set this up for all of our clients. So that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next.